Have you ever pondered the origins of the universe? Today, we're diving deep into two contrasting views: biblical creation and Greek philosophy, both offering unique explanations for the cosmos and its origins. In Greek philosophy, Plato's demiurge was a craftsman-like figure who organized the universe from pre-existing, chaotic matter. This perspective suggests that the material world already existed, and the demiurge's role was to bring order to it. But the Bible presents a radically different concept: creation ex nihilo, meaning God created the universe out of absolutely nothing. There was no pre-existing matter, only the will of God, who spoke the cosmos into being. This is a powerful statement of God's sovereignty over all things, visible and invisible. Human curiosity about the universe has led to remarkable discoveries throughout history, from the Earth-centered Ptolemaic model to Copernicus' heliocentric theory, and later, the groundbreaking work of Kepler and Newton. These men changed our understanding of planetary motion and gravity. And then came Einstein, whose theory of relativity transformed the way we view space and time. But despite all these advancements, as Max Planck said, science can never fully unravel the mystery of the universe. At some point, we are led back to the ultimate creator, the one who designed it all. Now, let's look closer at biblical creation. In the Bible, God doesn't merely shape existing materials, as the Greek philosophers proposed with their demiurge. Instead, he creates out of nothing, bringing everything into existence through his word alone. The concept of creation ex nihilo speaks to God's limitless power. Nothing existed before his command. Everything that is, whether it's the galaxies, the earth, or the life within it, originated from God's creative will. There was no resistance from matter, no struggle to impose order. Everything came to be because God intended it to be. In contrast, Plato's dualism introduces the idea that the material world is flawed and resistant. In his view, matter doesn't fully submit to the divine order. This is a far cry from the biblical worldview, where everything God made was declared good, and all of creation follows the laws God set in place. Nancy Pearcey explains this beautifully when she says that matter is fully under God's control, having no independent existence apart from his will. But why did God create the universe? The Bible tells us that God created everything with purpose and intention. He created humanity not by accident, but to know him, to have a relationship with him, and to worship him. Our existence is not random, but a part of God's divine plan. As Alister McGrath points out, nature itself testifies to the wisdom and greatness of God. Every aspect of the universe, from the stars to the cells in our bodies, speaks of a creator who is both intelligent and intentional. In Romans chapter 1, verses 20 through 20, we are reminded that God's invisible qualities, his eternal power and divine nature, are clearly seen in creation, leaving humanity without excuse. The evidence of God's creative power is all around us. And yet, as John Calvin observed, many fail to recognize this truth, turning instead to idolatry or suppressing the knowledge of God. It's not just non-believers who fall into this trap. Even believers can sometimes lose sight of the Creator in the midst of life's distractions. But this brings us to the most critical issues. In Romans chapter 3, verse 23 says, "All have sinned and fall short of the glory of God." Sin has created a vast chasm between humanity and the holy, righteous God. We cannot bridge this gap on our own. As Karl Barth described, it's an unbridgeable gulf that only God can cross. And he did, through Jesus Christ, providing the way for us to be reconciled to him. So what does this all mean for us today? It means that biblical creation reveals not just the origin of the universe, but the purpose behind it. The universe was created to glorify God, and humanity was made to worship him. Nature reflects God's attributes: his intelligence, power, and order. The more we study creation, the more we understand God's sovereignty and his intentional design. Whether through the vastness of the stars or the complexity of life on earth, all of creation points back to God. In conclusion, the universe is not a random accident. Nor is it the result of chaotic forces simply brought into order by a demiurge. It is the intentional creation of a sovereign God who not only made all things but sustains them. And through Jesus Christ, He has bridged the gap between sinful humanity and His divine holiness. Thank you for joining us in this exploration of biblical creation and Greek philosophy. If you found this insightful, be sure to like, subscribe, and share with others. As we continue to explore faith, philosophy, and the mysteries of creation,